it's me, Blade Dragon Sonic. Welcome to the sprint for the Season 5 Championship here in the Formula E Monoposto Championship. That's right, between the top 5 drivers, Ronnie Sola, Blade Dragon Sonic, UK Ball, Not Lewis Hamilton, and Milestone, all 5 of those drivers are in with a shot of the Season 5 Championship. And from what we have seen recently, you would be a fool not to bet for either one of the top 2 drivers. Yes, UK Ball is actually only 40 points down, with 78 points to go. I'm sorry, 78 points left in this championship as we come into race 18. And meanwhile, in the constructors, Mercedes are leading, but they still have Jaguar on the tail. But what will happen here in London? We will only find out as we head to the grid for the London Prix. And it is very wet here. Catfish on pole. Then comes Blade Dragon Sonic with a special helmet for this weekend. Then comes Milestone and Ronnie Sola. Then Inet Bamness, Not Lewis Hamilton, Ravo, and UK Ball running out the top 8. Then comes Sierra, Yusuf, Medicis, and Batuko, the top 12. Marcus Nelson, Mohamed Awawi, Stefan Sadizan, Aldridge, Dennis, Daf Sanchez, Alan Lee, Tom O'Connor, Paul Larock, and in last place then, once again, Corinne Chandok. So, the top 4 in the championship are all very likely to win, and you've got 3 of them here as all 5 lights go on. And we go green in London, and that's a very good start from Catfish, covering off Blade Dragon Sonic, which he needed to do to keep his teammates' championship aspirations alive. Blade Dragon Sonic still holding on to second place as Sola fighting with Stone, as Batuko has had a 5-second time penalty given to him for having contact with, I believe, his own teammate. Yes, it was his own teammate. The two apps collided. But on lap 1, Blade Dragon Sonic has got him past as Catfish. We missed the move for the lead. But there, we were looking at the midfield. The top 8, all separated by about 3 seconds. It's very wet here in London. The United Kingdom has always had great races happening. We're on board with Catfish, coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. And that Maggots and Beckett's facsimile almost, as we come down and into Stowe Turn. So very close between the 2 drivers here. As we now come into club, we do often see collisions happen with the walls. As into the wall has gone Catfish. He's gone very wide there. And he just about misses his own teammate to come out behind Babness. Is he missing any part of his car? He is not. It was a very large incident there that has left his car in a lot of tatters. Someone's coming to the pits there, and it's Pamela Wawi, who's missing part of his front wing. Says on his dashboard, 100% car, but he's missing part of his front wing, so he's had to come into the pits on the first lap. But Mercedes lead a 1-2 in London, which is basically their second home race when you think about it. They are stationed in Brackley. All of Mercedes' motorsport operations really are, when you think about it. But the top 2, Mercedes, and the third man running in third used to drive for Mercedes, and their team uses Mercedes powertrains. So it's Blade Dragon Sonic who leads, Stone second, and Ravo third. We're on board with Stefan Sadizan, and down in 13th place. As up ahead, Yusuf getting himself up into 10th, and Sierra defending very hard for that 9th position, coming through club. Oh, that's very close with the wall for Blade Dragon Sonic. A bit closer for his teammate down through club. We go just going through the gears almost. This fastest lap for Blade Dragon Sonic at the line. Very wide exit for Not Lewis Hamilton. As down from 3 clubs we go. Ronnie Sola hitting the fastest, this third sector, and that was very close to the wall for Medicis. It was almost as if he wanted to go for glory, or just not go for anything at all. The top 2 are breaking away from the rest of the pack. If you can read the timing tower while I'm showing the on-board for Nawawi, Solar very close, gaining on Ravo. They are 3/10 separated there, but still, these guys nowhere near the Mercedes duo. The last time out, neither Mercedes and neither Jaguar ran the full duration of the Amsterdam E-Prix. As we run on board with Blade Dragon Sonic, you should notice when he brakes, 4 stars on his helmet, and that is for the 4 championships that he has. He's hoping to add another one this season, but with each race that goes by, it seems less likely. Almost went into the barrier there. Did the man from Lagos, Nigeria. And he's gone into the wall! Catfish is out! Oh my goodness me! He's lost part of his front wing! He is out of the C3! Jaguar have lost one of their valuable assets for the championship hope, and it's a safety car on lap 4 of 18 here in London. Massive shunt coming through the club corner. And he just really aquaplaned off the track there. If we had a replay, we did go on board with him. If we had a replay, we would have seen he definitely lost out there. I'm gonna go right now because I'm recording this at the same time as the Sao Paulo E-Prix, Grand Prix, whatever. Massive shunt there for Catfish. Unfortunate for him. You would have never expected at such a critical point in the season where all you need to do is keep your nose clean at this point to try and do something. It's so outrageous. See, when they say if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. But I think he took way more than an inch there. Probably even more than a mile. Lap 5 of 18. Here in London. This London E3 has been neutralised somewhat by the safety car. For Rodney Sola, he's definitely going to want to get a good start here. Try and get past Bravo. And try and leapfrog ahead of Stone. And then the two major championship contenders can fight away with it. In fun fact, to make the top 5 completely filled with the championship contenders, you would have to swap around the Revolution Racing drivers and the Maseratis. It wouldn't be in the order of the championship, but yeah, better. It was raining earlier outside of my house, and now it isn't. Ah. 3 club we go. Almost the entire That has been bunched up. The only one we're missing is the Molly. Now, as always, round here in London, there's always that chance that it gets dry. Lap cars might now overtake the safety car, but there are no lap cars. It's only lap 6 of 18. We are 1/3 of the way through this 18-lap race. 18 laps for race number 18. Don't want your hugging. We might be able to get some words from the drivers here. Not too sure. Well, I'll find out when it happens. Are there any drivers? Are there any drivers available? There are some. I've said this once and I think I'll say it again. In real life, at this corner, this was where I was watching qualifying for this year's British Grand Prix. It's just such a memorable moment that each time you notice it, you just kind of have to say it again. Though you probably couldn't see me, I was just a pixel on your screen, probably. So in other words, there's a chance that I could have been doxxed without my face leaked, without my permission. Doesn't look like we're getting any words from the drivers though, which is a bit saddening. Coming into Stowe turn then, we should be getting the message. Everyone heating up the tyres as much as they can in the rain. In the back of your race leader's helmet is the British flag, by the way. But you just can't really see it. It's just for those who are attentive and have the actual file. Safety car is ending at the end of this lap. Blade Dragon Sonic will get us away from his teammate and then Ravo. Then will come Ronnie Stoller and the two Maseratis rounding out the final corner to go onto the line towards Abbey. We go green in the wet again here in London, and that is a very good getaway for everyone. But everyone behind the top four is coming into the pits for intermediate tyres. Blade Dragon Sonic, Milestone, Ravo, and Ronnie Stoller have stayed out for an extra lap. It seems as if it has dried up somewhat. You can use the inters now, but will it dry up to the point of dry tyres? It might. Ravo's dropped down to 4th place for his own team. But for Ronnie Stoller, this is perfect for him. He can now chase after the two Mercedeses if he can. He's 6/10 away from Stone, 7/10 now. The gap is stabilized just about at 7. It's back to 6. He's closing in as much as he can. And with every passing turn that all of these drivers do, it begins to look a lot drier. You can tell if it's wet by the red light behind the driver. It's fastest second in sector for the man at the lead of this race. Stone trying to send it down the inside as Solar has caught up to the back of the Mercedes. He's in the 95. The top three rounding out that final corner well as they peel into the pits now. And is it for dry tyres? It is! The top four have come in for the dries as they should have. Maximising the amount of time they have out on track. As Yusuf is actually in 5th place right now. That's great for the Maserati team. Blade Dragon Sonic has come out in the lead. Stone is second. Solar is second. He's leapfrogged Stone here, who's dropped down to 4th place. Ravo's in 3rd. And for Rodney Solar, he's on the same tyres as his championship adversary. Everyone from 5th down is now coming into the pits, so keep an eye on your timing tower for information about their positions. And there's a very good chance that those who have had to stick it out on those inters are probably regretting it right now. The top 4 definitely made the right call to stay out. But we're going on board with Ronnie Sola, the number 10 in the Jaguar, going for his first ever Drivers' Championship. Jake Dennis only now coming out of the pits, and he's on the hard tyres. But I gotta say, for this man, Yusuf, he's in 5th place. I don't think he could be happy with that. I don't think you can be happy with that. That machinery he's holding around, 5th place in his debut season, when he came in halfway through the season. It's magnificent for him. And we've got yellow flags! Playing Dragon Sonic! He's lost one of his front wing! And Ronnie Sola's taken the lead of the London Prix! Bladed Dragon Sonic's from peril! His teammates in peril as well! He's gone off at Cops! At Club Corner! And hectic happenings coming out of that final turn for both Mercedes drivers. This 3-race sprint for the championship. They're both in with a chance. For Stone, however, it would have to be perfect weekends with his adversaries not getting any points. He's definitely not going to be in championship contention, whether or not he made that crash. But Bladed Dragon Sonic, that's got to be race ending. He's going to have no grip coming through Club Corner. He's almost definitely out of this one. He could drop behind New Cable if he finds his way up the order. As New Cable himself set the fastest 3rd sector of anybody. He's going to try and send it on Solar though. He's got less downforce, does that Mercedes, but he still manages somehow to send it into the lead. Bladed Dragon Sonic takes the lead of the London Prix, and Solar's in the wall! He spun it! Into the pits comes Bladed Dragon Sonic, however. Ravo right behind the Jaguar. That's coming through Club turn and into the wall. Has gone Stone. That was almost race ending there. Ravo setting the fastest lap of the Prix. He was exactly a second down on Solar, and he does seem to be gaining almost. He was. As Bladed Dragon Sonic's come out in 4th place. And that is championship ruining. That could be season defining for Mercedes if they do not win the Drivers' Championship this season, which would be a first for the team. They have never failed the championship double before last season. As into the wall has gone New Cable! At his home event for Revolution Racing, he spun it there. Einar Babness in 6th place, up into 6th place. He's gotten himself as we are on lap 10 of 18. What a race we're having in London. Anything can happen in Formula Racing. Anything. But if you told anyone this would happen, even the drivers themselves, they wouldn't believe it. Someone's gone off, and that's Ronnie Sola, and he's missing part of his front wing as well. That is absolutely heart-shattering for the man in dark blue, now black, coming through the chicane with Bladed Dragon Sonic. He's lost part of his front wing too. It seems like he's run over the Jaguar front wing there of Ronnie Sola. It's all just spins and stuff going on here in London. Can you believe it? Ravo is leading the London Prix with Ronnie Sola in 2nd, but the damage to that Jaguar car is immense. If he can just keep it out of the barriers at Cops Corner, at Club Corner, as Karim Chandok gets a 5-second time penalty for track limits. We've got yellows in the 3rd sector, and that's New Cable who's gone off again. Either that or it's not Lewis Hamilton. I think it's not Lewis Hamilton. As coming through Maggots and Beckett's, we were on board with this man, Ronnie Sola, the championship leader. He could be losing the lead of the championship today, but to keep himself winning, spinning, whatever, he just needs to finish ahead. The man he's currently ahead of, he's sending it on Ravo, and he's put Ravo in the wall. He spun it. The Revolution Racing driver. He spun at Cops Corner. But Ronnie Sola's coming into the pits at the end of the lap. Ravo leads, but he's missing part of his front wing. Ronnie Sola's 2nd is out of the race. Goes Bladed Dragon Sonic. Can you believe it? A hypothetical scenario that Mercedes said, nah, probably wouldn't happen. It has happened. And the four-time world champion on lap 12 of 18 is out. And this can change the direction of the championship massively. As it stands, Rodney Sola would be leading by a whole 18 points. That is more than 2 race wins ahead of this man, Rodney Sola, with the fastest lap for Blade Dragon Sonic. If they were finishing 1 and 2 in the final 2 races, Rodney Sola could win the championship this season. Shandok's in the pits. Batuko's in the pits. UK Ball's in the pits. This is championship defining. This is a season defining moment here in the Formula E Championship with 6 laps to go. The pressure finally got to the Mercedes man, and he is out. They were tied on points coming into this race as they were in Amsterdam, but this time out, it's all gone to pot. There was a massive crash at Cop's Corner. Sorry, at Club Corner. This man Rodney Sola, however, currently leading the Prix. First place, 25 points, not +1 for fastest lap, however. That's currently going to the man in 6th place, driving the number 6. Stone's happy about his 3rd place currently. And that's just going to be a heartbreaking shredding for him. Into the pits comes not Lewis Hamilton. Yusuf finding himself up in 4th now. Could Mahindra find themselves on the podium this season? That'd be a massive thing for the team, who have had such an issue with actually even finishing in the points for so long. You've got 4 laps to go in London. Rodney Sola leads. Ravo is 2nd and Stone is 3rd. Then comes Yusuf, Medicis, Babness and O'Connor. Then comes Stefan Sadezan, Mohamed Awawi, Corinne Chandok on not Lewis Hamilton. Then Sanchez, Aldridge, Batuko, UK Ball, Dennis, Polrock, Marcus Nelson, and then the 2 virgins of Sierra and Alan Lee. So as it stands, Ronnie Sola would lead the championship on 245 points from Bloody Dragon Sonic on 220. Stone would find himself in the 200 gang, I believe? Not too sure. As we come through Maggot and Beckett. Lap cars haven't overtaken themselves yet, so they might at the end of this lap and the start of 15, which would mean that we would get back underway on lap 16. A 2-lap sprint to the checkered flag for these guys. Now, wouldn't that be something? SRSYMBOSNCNSABUDPNSBBC. Into the pits has come Yusuf. As lap cars may now overtake the safety car, this is probably the worst time for Yusuf and Tom O'Connor to come into the pits. They're going to come out on the freshest tyres of anyone. This is probably your last opportunity to come in, make a pit stop. But I wonder, how could this affect their races? We know one way this is going to affect Yusuf's races. Yusuf's race. He's going to miss out on the best position he could have finished in his career. As Jake Dennis down, now getting past the safety car. We'll get back underway on lap 16 of 18. And this is probably going to be the most anticipated restart of the season, of the championship even. Because if Sola can just keep it out of the barriers, he will leave here on 245 points, which means coming out of Spielberg. If he leaves Spielberg with 27 points more than Blade of Dragon Sonic, he will become the World Drivers' Champion. The first time, it would not go to that cabinet in Lagos. It would go to London. Wouldn't that be something? All he has to do is make it to the line in one piece. Of course, if you're looking from this at a fan perspective, yes, you're going to love the fact that you might have a new championship winner. But at the same time, you would want for a closer championship finish. And so, if Solo were to leave here on 220 points, that's not better than what he's currently on, but maybe from the fan perspective for you it might be. Safety car coming into the pit at the end of this lap. It looks very overcast here in London, and for this final 2-lap dash to the line as everyone's peeling into the pits. It started raining again. It started wet. It's gonna end wet. It's gonna be intermediate tires then, and Sola being led by the safety car into the pits. Let's see who's gonna come out in the lead. The men who were a lap down earlier are going to struggle on the wet compound tires. On the dry compound tires on a wet track. Sola leads. Medixis is second. Stone is third. Chandok is fourth. Sanchez is going to be fifth from Sadazan and Babness. Then comes Yusuf, Nawawi, Ravo, Aldridge, O'Connor, Batuko, not Lewis Hamilton, and UK Ball for your top 15. And everyone behind them is basically a lap down. in Stone and Medicis fighting over second place, coming into Luffield turn through the loop. We now go up into second place. Goes Milestone. He's got 3 seconds and 2 laps to catch Ronnie Sola to minimize the damage to his own teammates' championship. But throughout the season, I'm not too sure if Stone has really cared all that much about his teammate. Alan Lee's come out of the pits now. That's his 4th stop of the race. He's as coming into Stowe turn. 4 seconds ahead of his nearest rival is Sola. He's got no championship of competition really currently. All he has to do is finish this race in one piece. Coming down into club corner. The turn that took out his rival and his teammate. And he's in the wall. He slid off track. Stone coming in to catch him. Napping there. Stone is taking the lead at his home race for Ronnie Sola. Last season he was able to win the race. This season it just hasn't seemed to go his way. And that's absolutely torrid. Tom O'Connor's gone off. Not Lewis Hamilton has also gone off. The Hungarian driver and the British driver. They've both gone off track at that turn. That very turn that's taken out so many drivers before takes out yet another. Dennis coming. Ravo getting a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And that's Dav Sanchez. Dav Sanchez, if this race couldn't get any crazier, here's a puncture for you. The App driver, App Schaefer Audi Sport, always been a team who struggled with tyre pressures. And here's some more proof of that if you didn't need it already. Not Lewis Hamilton should be able to get past with no trouble. All of these guys, highly seasoned drivers, they shouldn't really be colliding with them. Batuco closing in on his driver, on his teammate, and that's just gotta feel awful as we come through club corner. As out of the race goes the other Mercedes of Stone, and Ronnie Sola and Jaguar are gonna take home the only points for the top 2 teams here and win. It's the final lap of the London E-Prix. Ronnie Sola leads from Medicis and Karun Chandok. Then comes Arnett Bamnes, Ravo, and Stefan Sadizan. Then Yusuf with Nawawi, Aldridge, not Lewis Hamilton, UK Ball, Tom O'Connor, Batuco, Sanchez is with that puncture. He's still making his way around the track, only down into Stowe currently. Then Dennis, Pollock, and Nelson, Sierra, who's also going very slowly, but maybe that's just safety car. No, Sierra's also got a puncture. Then comes Alan Lee in last place, but the men in 15th and 19th place have both fallen to a puncture here in London. It's been a long way to go for Sanchez as he's coming through club corner now. That's probably the best entry we've seen all weekend, in the safest entry at least, as he finally peels in. Sierra, he's also got a long way to go there. Both teams struggled with tyre pressures there. Stola seeming as if he's going to close in on the Virgins. And so we're going to stay on board with Sierra there. It's going to be very close between the two of them. And Sola, he's now coming down into club corner. It's been a very weird race for this man. He started in 4th. It's his home race. Give a round of applause as he takes the lead in the championship. Definitely 25 points ahead. Rodney Sola wins the London E-Prix. No fastest lap for him, unfortunately. But keep the applause going for Medicis, for Team Aguri, to come home in 2nd place. Then comes Corinne Chandok, but he's got a 5-second time penalty, so that position will be relinquished to Ionet Babnis. Then comes Ravo, Stefan Stadazan for Dragon Racing, and then Yusuf, the rookie, for Mahindra. Then Mohamed Awawi, Aldridge, and not Lewis Hamilton round off the top 10. But what a climactic finish to the E-Prix we had there. If you ignore this brief safety car period almost. But, oh my goodness. This championship might not go down to the wire. For it to not go down to the wire, it would take... For it For it to go down to the wire, it would take Ronnie Sola scoring 0 points in Spielberg and Blade of Dragon Sonic maxing out points for him to be either back level on points or 1 point ahead. Because as it stands, Ronnie Sola is the favourite to win the championship. Coming into Spielberg, he should be able to do it there. If Spielberg is the race that finishes the championship, there will be team radio there. Just saying. And the intro will be added to that race. Maybe also, that's Marina if I'm feeling lucky. And this is your podium then. It's a very odd podium for the second at least, but Ronnie Sola wins his home race for the second season running. Then comes Medicis and Ionit Babnas. He got the British, the Greek, and the Romanian flags on the podium there. Then comes Corinne Shandok, Ravo, Stefan Sadatan, and Yusuf. Then Mohamed Awawi, Aldridge, Not Lewis Hamilton, and Ukable. Then comes Tom O'Connor, Batuko, Jake Dennis, Paul Rock, Marcus Nelson, Daf Sanchez, Alan Lee, Sierra, and finishing off those who finished this Prix. Then your non-finishers are Milestone, Bloody Dragon Sonic, and Catfish. In the drivers' standings, Ronnie Sola leads on 245 points. That's 25 more than second place. He's played Dragon Sonic. He's going to need perfect weekends in Spielberg and Yas Island. Then comes Ukable, Not Lewis Hamilton, Milestone, Ravo, Annette Bamness, Catfish is down in 8th place now. Medicis, Tom O'Connor, Jake Dennis, Marcus Nelson, Daf Sanchez, Yusuf, Sierra Sadazan up in 16th. Then comes Chandok, Mohamed Awawi, Alan Lee, Polarok, Batuko, and Aldridge. In the constructors' standings coming into Spielberg, Mercedes EQ lead on 382 points from Jaguar Racing on 375. Then comes Revolution Racing on 331 and Maserati on 314. Then comes McLaren Neon, Team Aguri, Mahindra, DS Virgin, Absolute for Audi Sport, Trilly, and Dragon Racing. We shall see you next time for the Spielberg Prix.